Hello, my name is Priam. I am the King of Troy, and I will now begin questioning.
Okay. What are your opinions about the Trojan War and how your men fought?
I believe that the war was pointless, but my men fought admirably. Troy is a great and proud city. All these years of war have changed my heart. Peace is the answer. War only creates destruction.
How do you feel about Hector risking his life for his people?
It was very noble, but he became cocky and full of himself. I know that pride was very important to him, but he needed to put a higher value on his life.
Can you describe the events from your perspective that occurred when Hector died?
That's a tough one. I saw all the troops bombard the city's walls, so Hecuba and I went to the top of the wall to see what was going on. Hector was standing alone. For a moment, I was confused. Why wasn't Hector coming inside the walls? And then the daunting moment came. I realized that Hector was on a suicide mission. There was no way he was going to survive. It would only be a few minutes before Achilles would be on his heels. He stood no chance. I was devastated, frantic, and determined to do whatever it took to bring my son back to safety.
How are you dealing with Hector's passing?
Obviously, me and my family are very devastated for the loss. Hector was my favorite son. Anyone would be sad for his passing. However, now I'm at peace because my son is finally buried and now his soul can rest.
What was your immediate reaction to Hector's death?
I was shocked at first, but the news was not surprising. Achilles is a great warrior, and I knew that Hector was no match. I was unable to do anything. I wasn't sleeping or eating. I just could not function. To the people of Troy, Hector was a hero. To me, he was more than that. He was a loyal son and warrior. To this day, he is greatly missed.
How are you feeling during Hector's last moments?
It was like everything stopped, and my entire life flashed before my eyes. My son was my life. He was everything to me, and he was gone. I screamed and yelled to my wife as she sobbed. I saw my son's body being dragged away, and I fell to my knees.
If you could say one thing to Hector now, what would it be?
I don't think I said it enough before, but I would tell my son that I am proud of him and I support his decisions, no matter whether or not I agree. I trust him, and he is a good person who knows what is best for him. Sorry, it's so hard. Hopefully the short time he spent on Earth was happy and wonderful.
What motivation caused you to plead Achilles for Hector's body?
I wanted his body back to give him a proper burial and to make sure that his soul does not wander the earth forever. Could you imagine? As a father, you never want to bury a child. However, if you must, you will want to do it right. And that's what I wanted for my son.
Describe the grieving process for Hector's burial.
It was so fulfilling to see all my people gathered for my son's burial. It provided a sense of closure to know that he was finally at peace. Everyone was weeping, myself included. Pain echoed from the city. It seemed to shake like a sobbing child. Just as a person's cries subsided, another one's grew louder. Helen, who was close to Hector, was distraught. Her best friend was gone. We knew the city would not be attacked until the ceremony was over, so we could concentrate on the funeral.
How do you feel about the gods Athena and Hera now that they have been a cause in your son's death?
I hate that the gods manipulate humans like their own little puppets, but I can't really hold a grudge on them. I feel like they didn't understand and don't understand to this day the human sacrifices and the physical or emotional suffering that we endure.
How has your relationship with Achilles changed since Hector died?
Achilles is the killer of my child. That is one fact that you cannot get around. However, I do not see him as a heartless person anymore. Once you share innermost emotions and tears with someone, you have a connection. I knelt at the feet of this man. I kissed his hands and begged him to return my son's body. We have a mutual respect now. We understand each other better. Before, I would have killed Achilles at the first chance I got. Now, I don't think I would.
If Hector could face Achilles again, do you think he'd make the same decisions?
I know my son well enough to know that when he makes a decision, he goes through with it full force. Even though it costed him his life, he doesn't have regrets. He understands that actions come with consequences. In his case, this meant the utmost consequence. That is all the time that I have. Thank you.